channel. This is my second video since returning to making ASMR content. I just wanted to change the setup. I feel like I was like hunched over in the last video over the microphone at my dining room table. But, I just like to do different stuff whenever I'm making videos. So it's like, look, ASMR is meant to help people fall asleep, so why not be in bed? And if I fall asleep while making this video, well, But, instead of using the Blue Yeti, I'm just using my little Rode mic here. I love these things. If you're thinking of making any kind of content, definitely check these Rode microphones out. I'm not sponsored. I'm just been doing video production for 20 years, and these things are crazy. You just plug them into your iPhone, and you're good to go. But this is the first time I'm using them for ASMR, so hopefully it works out. But sometimes when I'm trying to fall asleep and I'm watching ASMR videos, I watch videos where ASMR artists are talking about like their favorite products or books or movies or anything, and so it's like, all right, let me take some inspiration from this and do a video about some TV shows that I'm watching right now that I really enjoy. And, maybe just listening to me ramble on about shows will relax you and you can fall asleep, even if it's a show that you might not be for you. I mean, they are recommendations, but if you're like, nope, that sounds terrible, I'm going to go to sleep now, that's perfectly okay. So, it's funny because I discovered recently that there's a lot of good stuff on Apple TV that I didn't know about. I mean, you always hear about, Ted Lasso or Shrinking or The Morning Show and Widow's Bay. Got a bunch of Emmy nominations. People are always talking about that show now. But one show that I discovered recently, and it's new, I think it's today actually, is the season finale, is Maximum Pleasure Guaranteed. And yes, it's on Apple TV, not an adult site. So, I want you like, wait a minute, he said Apple TV. He said Adam and Eve Apple TV. No. It stars Tatiana Maslany, who some of you may know from Orphan Black, where she won an Emmy for that, I think, in the final season. I loved Orphan Black. I used to do episode reviews on one of my old YouTube channels, so TV reviews are not new for me. But, that was a really great show. And also she was in She-Hulk, which a lot of people didn't like. I thought it was pretty good. I think it was too comedic for some people, not as like serious, like, Marvel, people fight in space and kill everyone and fight the bad. Like, no, she was a little campier maybe for some people, I don't know. But I really like her as an actor, and she plays a character. I'll try not to be too spoilery, because I don't want you to be like, oh, well, you spoiled it, down to watch it, or maybe you're in the middle of it. I don't want to do that. I'll try not to be spoilery, but just, if it is, you've been warned. But she plays a character named Paula Sanders, who is a soccer mom, who is recently divorced, and gets involved in watching cam shows, like men, or actually they call them cam boys, but they're men, they're adult men. She gets involved with watching these cam boys, and then she pays for some private sessions with one of them, and then he tries to scam her out of money, and she goes to the police. for her two coworkers. She works as a copy editor slash like fact checker for like a news outlet. It's not really a TV show or a magazine. I don't know if they really say. But she has these two coworkers who get involved, and one of them's trying to, further her career from the story, and the other one's honestly trying to be helpful, but the one coworker always shits on him and makes fun of him constantly. But yeah, so the whole show, and at some points Paula thinks that she's out of it, and things are going to be okay, and then they're not. It's just, and she's trying to, move on with her life, and she's trying to date somebody in the real world, and it's just, they go back in time too and show her past. There was an incident in her past that kind of makes the cops suspicious of her, and it's crazy. It's crazy. It's not overly, well, there's some violent moments in the show, but it's not about that really. It's more about the mystery and the drama and how this woman's life is just falling apart, because also she's still locked into the custody battle with her ex-husband and his new wife, and they want to move away and take the daughter, and that's a whole other part of it. So it's just like, for me personally, I relate to it because I am divorced and remarried. I never went through anything like this. I'm not into cam boys or cam girls. I mainly relate to this as a former divorced dad. I don't want my wife to see this video and be like, oh, you relate to the cam boy and cam girl stuff. I'm like, no. I'm not involved in that world. I've never been scammed. But if you like kind of like crazy mystery, crime, drama, life unraveling type of shows, this is for you. It's a really good show. And I'm not sponsored by Apple TV. I should be. They should be paying me for this. For my non-spoilery, trying to get people to fall asleep by whispering at TV reviews. Come on, Apple. You got the money. But yeah, that's really good. And also, I mentioned it before, but I have watched Widow's Bay, and it's funny because I heard about Widow's Bay because I think the show creator was a writer on Parks and Recreation, which is probably my all-time favorite show. It's like that in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, or like neck and neck, I guess, in like sitcoms, but also like all-time favorite shows. But so she was a writer on that, and they said this was like, oh, what if Parks and Rec had like some horror elements to it? And I was like, all right, that sounds interesting. And the first episode didn't really grab me like I thought it would. I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting like Ron Swanson, but as a murderer, I don't know what I was expecting. But it's about a cursed island off the coast of New England, and the curse is such that if you were born on the island, they say you could never leave, like, or you'll die or drown, I don't know. But and all this other weird stuff is happening, and people dying, and different, horror-ish elements. And so the show focuses on the mayor of the town, trying to kind of brush that stuff off and make it a tourist destination for people and get good publicity for the island. And he's also a single dad, and he's got these, quirky, kooky, co-workers, people that work under him. So like that's kind of where the Parks and Rec stuff comes in. And then my favorite part of the show is also Stephen Root, who plays a local who kind of believes in all these curses and crazy stuff. Like he's a firm believer, and he keeps warning the mayor. And at first the mayor's like, this guy's just ridiculous. He's just a crazy, local. But eventually they end up working together to try and, figure this stuff out. But I love Stephen Root. I don't, if you're familiar with Stephen Root, he's probably most famous for his role in the movie Office Space as Milton, Miss Diebler, that guy. But he's also been in so many shows. He was on News Radio. He was in Barry. Oh, love Barry, starring Bill Hader on HBO. not a show that I've seen recently out there like it. Kind of like Pluribus, another Apple TV show that I love. That got a bunch of Emmy nominations. But just, these are all just so many good shows. People, thinking Netflix and HBO Max and Disney Plus and all, I think like the bigger streamers. But I was just like, there's so many shows on Apple TV that I love. And that you're just like, oh, that's over. Like, I need a new season of that right now. Sugar's another one. I'll save these. I'll just do 2 for now, because I could probably get some mileage out of this and do this again if people enjoy it. If you're still watching, if you're asleep right now, you're like, I fell asleep while you were talking about that weird sex show. I'm like, no, it's not. Well, it's sort of, no, what? So hopefully this helped you maybe relax and just listen to me ramble and you fell asleep. If not, and you're like, no, tell me more about this Apple TV streaming service, let me know in the comments if you're watching these shows, or if there's any other, if this is the kind of ASMR you like, if you like rambles like this. If not, oh well.